Hi everybody, hope you're doing really well. Today I am of course in Rochester, if you didn't guess by the footage that we've filmed so far. I've got a really interesting permission visit today, which is a slight mystery because of the way that the layout of the structure of the buildings has been laid out. You'll find that out when you sort of like look at the video. It's really interesting. It's a permission visit. It's never been filmed before. It may not be the most exciting piece of history ever, but it is definitely lost and forgotten footage. So enjoy it. Let's try and decipher what it is. I'll leave it out there in the ether for all of you. Either way, it's an underground secret of Rochester High Street. Let's go explore it. Come on. Hello everybody, welcome back. We've made it into Sweet Expectations in Rochester. What a lovely treat today. We sort of mentioned, like I said, this has been about a year in the making actually, just to come down here and visit this. One of these hidden secrets of Rochester. So my first, I'll tell you how I came about knowing about this and stuff. Obviously, as some of you are aware, I've lived in this part of Kent pretty much, well, all my life really. The story was always that next doors, which used to be Golding's Bakery, there used to be a mortuary at one point. So can you believe that? Now if you're in Rochester and you're having your coffee and everything else in the cellar, which is on my height now as we talk, and it's literally on the opposite side of the wall as you're probably seeing it right now, literally that dividing where the beam is, for example, that was actually still part of the cellar, which is now blocked off, but some of that still survives. Well, this was all part of a morgue or a mortuary for dead people, basically. What was also noted about that was that there would have been, or quite possibly, that the retaining wall between that and this would have actually been open, and then this actually divides into the opposite building as well, next doors. We'll talk more about that in a minute. But what stands behind us is a very interesting little sort of secret. Next doors has basically got exactly the same design and layout as this. So this is opposite what would have been Golding's Bakery, which is now a coffee shop. This is interesting because we don't actually know necessarily what it is. The building itself, what we're sort of standing in, is a 16th century roughly in date, and it's grade 2 listed. It's got a huge amount of history, as you can probably imagine, being in Rochester High Street itself, and we are opposite the cathedral. In fact, if I was to walk out this door, as you probably could see, you are standing at Rochester Cathedral. You can see it, but it's got a hidden secret, this place. So I was sort of saying, so we don't know, but we can guess to roughly what this may or may not have been. The first incarnation of this was that I'd always been told when I was younger that there was a mortuary that sort of ran underneath a couple of buildings, and that there was every possibility that this would have been a storage area for the bodies. There was also another mention that this could have been some baking kilns for the bakery opposite, but we pretty much know that's not the case, because by the time Golding's Bakery came about, I'm pretty sure this would have been its own building, which it always was anyway. It's just the underground section was going to change. If we took away the wall at the back of this, whatever we're going to call it for the moment, it's hidden mystery, it does link up to the next building opposite, and it's almost exactly identical in its own way. And it's this huge door that you can sort of see in front of us, really heavy, and obviously it's being used for storage for the sweets as well. It's absolutely fascinating. It remains this hidden mystery. We know that there was a couple of chimneys also that sort of like fed through. One actually led out into the main part near the car park on the road in between this and then the coffee shop, if it carried on. Another one led up obviously to the top of this building. This was originally potentially a pub at one point as well, a serving house. So we know that it's got a fruitful life, but what we don't know is actually the true extent of what this resolves. Another fascinating thing to note, behind me, if this is the way it is behind me, we can't see it and it's sealed up now anyway. There's remnants of a potential tunnel or outlet, sort of like tunnel, that came through, and it basically juxtaposes onto the high street itself, a little remnants of that. Now whatever that leads or whatever that comes into is again its own little thing. But it's absolutely fascinating what this was. Like I said, the first rumours that I'd always heard was it was storage of bodies to a mortuary, which is quite interesting in itself because obviously we're in a sweet shop. It's kind of like really weird, isn't it? The fact we're on this light, fluffy sort of sweet shop, and then underneath hides this really sort of crazy dark secret. Originally, again, at one point, this was sort of like a gun store, gun shop. You've been used to storing guns and blah blah blah. They'd actually just noted that the cages had just been sort of removed fairly recently, some of the really old gun cages that would have been kept here. But as to this, like I said, this is a mystery, but it's an interesting point to go across Rochester High Street. Rochester High Street underneath has got so many hidden secrets, it's untrue. And in fact, actually, I pretty much know most of them now. Whether I'll ever get access to most of them or not is up for debate. And in fact, probably if you're watching this and you know that you are maybe an owner of such one under Rochester High Street, feel free to email me in the about section below. But everywhere else in Rochester, they've got their own little things. And obviously, we've seen in Medway, especially, that there have been some really hidden secrets. From probably the most famous one to the George Vaults, which obviously we documented onto our channel. Maybe some hidden ones which I can't reveal where they are, but they are here and they're on the channel. Medway tunnel secret stuff. But yeah, beautiful construction. Really heavy, thick door. But remarkable as to the fact that this now, whatever this contains, whatever this story told, is fascinating. When we first opened it up, my first inclination was it was almost like a sort of passageway between both buildings above, because obviously, like I said, on the opposite side of the building, the other way, it's open as well, so it just sort of leads straight into it. But apart from that, who knows? It's just a fascinating mystery, and a crazy one at that, as to what this was. Was it a place used for storage for dead bodies? If that's the case, well, what a creepy thing was that? Was it just a passageway between two buildings? Was it maybe a bakery, sort of kiln furnace? It looks too big and it's too tall almost for that, but who knows? It could have been. Like I said, the chimneys and that lot aren't too far away from that area, but the other tunnel behind us, and the fact that we are literally on the opposite side of the basement to what is now the coffee shop, which would have been the mortuary itself. So it's a fascinating mystery, but it's a mystery that is so interesting. In historical records, interesting enough, when I was looking through them, the only thing that comes up is the mortuary, which is linked onto the opposite side of the building, and apart from that, that's it. That literally is it. But I love it. What a great mystery, and what a fantastic opportunity to come down here and film this. Like I said, it's taken almost a year in the making, and I'm so grateful that I've had the opportunity to come down and film this. I really hope that you've really appreciated this wonderful little mystery. Was this, like I said, a tunnel? Was this a mortuary? Wouldn't that have been amazing if it was? The reason why all these speculations and interesting connotations is the fact that there have been a lot of paranormal activity on this, and stay tuned because I will probably be doing a separate video on the paranormal stuff of this building itself. There's a lot to go on, especially interconnecting both. But there you go, the Medway mystery, everybody. The Medway mystery of Rochester High Street. Surmise of it what you think it is. It could have been something really basic, but the fact it is up to my height, it's actually taller than that. It's about 6 foot in height, and it would have linked up to the building next door's secret passageway, maybe mortuary, maybe, who knows. But it's brilliant, isn't it? Fascinating story. Look, any more words of Phoenix history, thank you so much for coming along with me. I really hope you enjoyed that wonderful little tale and interest. I'll of course see you all very soon. Feel free to spread the word of the channel, and as always, yeah, come down to Sweet Expectations. Enjoy yourself in having some sweets and seeing the wonderful staff. We're happy to fill you in. They won't allow access down here. This is an exclusive one of a kind access to come down and film this, but you can grab some sweets and talk to the staff. They're amazing, by the way, and they're really kind, so that's brilliant. I couldn't recommend this place enough, especially because I'm in Rochester, local to me. Anyway, take care everybody, and I'll see you all very soon, because history matters. It does, doesn't it? What a great mystery. Take care everybody. Kapow.